Good afternoon, guys. I am going to show you how to change a coil pack on a 2006 Dodge Grand Caravan. This works for 2001 to 2007 Dodge Grand Caravan Chrysler Town & Country. So what I have right now is a cylinder 5 misfire, and generally that is caused by a faulty coil pack. So what you're going to want to do is start by taking your scanner, if you have one, and plugging it into the computer, the OBD2 port under your dashboard, and see what the code is. My code came up as a P0305. I could be wrong. I think it was P0305 or P0309. Anyway, that is a cylinder 5 misfire. So this has happened once before with this van. Can usually happen from getting wet, or it could just happen due to age and mileage, or it could happen due to it being a defective part. However, this part was cheap, and I believe it did get wet. It did get wet. So yeah, what I have here is a Duralast ignition coil. So you want to go ahead and take this out of the box. So what you're going to need for this job is an 8mm socket to remove the bolts for the power steering reservoir. There is one additional bolt down there, but that was already taken off the first time and not put back on. What you're going to need to take the coil pack off is a 10mm socket, and that should be all you need. So you're just going to go ahead and lift that guy off of there. Just move it aside, and I don't suggest doing this on a hot engine like I'm doing right now, because this is very hot. You don't want to get hot power steering fluid on you. Well, actually, this is transmission fluid. So just move it aside like so. Go ahead and change out your socket. Put back on your 10mm. You're going to need an extension for this. It's going to make it a lot easier. So going to go ahead and move this aside. I already undid that nut. There's another one right here. There are two of them. Go ahead and undo that. Set your socket somewhere, because you know how 10mm like to disappear. So just go ahead and undo this scalding hot nut. Like I said, the engine just ran. This thing's running like a lawnmower. Okay, now that that's all undone, your coil should come loose, just like so. Go ahead and reach around the back and unplug it. So this is where it gets a little tedious, because you're going to need to keep track of where your spark plug wires go. On top of the coil, it is numbered. So you got cylinder 5, that's the failed one. And then, you know, this is a 6-cylinder 3.8. So what I like to do, this is going to make it a little bit easier for us. Take the new one out of the box here. You don't need the instructions. I'm your instructions for today. Take this off, or out rather. So it usually comes in this. This I got from AutoZone is $81. Okay, now that I got it out of the plastic wrapping, be careful and do not drop this, because that could definitely ruin it. You want to go ahead and just somehow keep this out of the way. It's a little tricky. You don't want to bend those hoses too much. I know I don't, because those are old hoses. So actually, here's what I'm going to do. Just make sure it's facing the same way. The plug is in the back. And take these out of here. And just go ahead and start doing these one at a time. So this is number 1. Actually, I believe this is cylinder 2. Plug it in. So start by doing this. Put the ones in the correct sequence onto the new one. This is why you do a little bit at a time, because if you don't, then you could potentially lose track. And that would not be good, would not be fun, and make it a very miserable job. So now that you can see the old coil, go ahead and lift up on that. It should come out. Come up off the little tray it sits on. Be a little bit of a pain in the you-know-what sometimes. So you just go ahead and take that out of here. Probably don't need to see this, that's pretty straightforward. So go ahead and set your new coil down on there. I took the old one off. And do the exact same, just take one plug off at a time so you don't lose the sequence of how these are put on, because otherwise that could be an issue. So just go ahead and, that's cylinder 5, that's our culprit. You gotta make sure you hear the click when you put them on. For some reason I'm not hearing that, so I'm gonna have to go back and check on that. All right, now that I got all those on there, I'm gonna go ahead and start tightening it back up. This is like a 10-15 minute job tops. I would always suggest disconnecting your battery, take the negative terminal off. I did not do that in this case because I don't know, I guess I didn't think to, but it's recommended, so definitely do that so you don't get shocked. You probably won't get shocked, but just in case. Always good to take precautions. Get the other nut back on. There's one right there and one right there in the front. Go ahead and spin that bad boy on by hand. And these don't need to be that tight, just tight enough. Those nuts actually act as a ground for the coil pack. So you want to make sure they're on snug. Again, don't overdo them. Get your 10 mil. Just go ahead and crisscross them. Just snug, just like that. Go ahead and do the other one. Move this thing out of the way. Because if you do them too tight, you pose the risk of cracking it. Because these are just plastic. See that? So important. All right, now that those are on, go ahead and switch off your 10 mil. Put it in a place where it won't disappear. Take your 8mm and go ahead and start to secure your power steering reservoir back down. That just kind of fits right there. Go ahead and get your power steering bolts, your reservoir bolts. You don't have to put the third one on the bottom back on. I didn't, and I'm not going to this time because it's a Royal PIA, so don't do it. If you want to save yourself the sweat, just snug down the two top ones and it'll be okay. It'll stay right where it's at. And same deal with this. Crisscross them, just snug them down. Don't need to over tighten them. I mean, if anyone has experience with these caravans, and I do, anyone that does will know that taking the wiper cowl off makes access to everything so much easier. It would be stupid not to take it off when doing the spark plugs. I have already done the plugs on this van, and they are good. I hope. Go ahead and tighten them up. And that should be good. Right about there. Fantastical. Oh, now you gotta go ahead and fire up the engine. That's why. I didn't plug the damn thing in. I knew I was forgetting something. You just go around the back, plug it in. Now I'll fire it up. I kind of confused it there. Look at that, smooth as glass. The check engine light should go off from 50 to 100 miles. Look at that, no misfire. Sweet. Oh, that is a wrap, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you learned something new. Yeah, it's a pretty easy job. It doesn't take too long. Always advisable to make sure the engine is completely cold when you do it, because you run the risk of burning yourself when it's not. You don't want to get your hand burnt doing that. So just go ahead and let it cool down. Disconnect the battery and go for it. It's super easy. Thank you for watching. Have a great rest of your day.